Alright, I am back with sound, which is helpful. As I was saying, it is time for this Sunday live, Trekyards live discussion, chat, hangout, whatever. Sorry about that. I forgot that my microphone was upstairs, so didn't have a microphone plugged in. Now, usually Samuel is here for these Sunday lives. However, he was at Destination Birmingham all weekend and is doubtless very tired, so he couldn't make it. So I'm just here to chat with you guys and hang out. So hello, Robert, Tom, the Fire Z, Charles, Ernest, Michael, Tom, again. Thank you guys for letting me know that there was no sound, because it might be more entertaining to watch that way. I could meme a whole live. That might be interesting. Hello, Craig. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? Well, we got some great pictures and things from John Eves from Destination Birmingham, which we might as well just take a look at. And because he talks about the development of a new ship for DS9 for the documentary What We Left Behind, as well as his development, along with Scott Schneider, of the Disco Enterprise. I rewatched Voyager recently, not as good as the last time I rewatched it. Sorry for the water, but that's my daughter's having a shower. She's got to go to work. Buffering hell. So this is buffering, eh? Hey, Car Galaxy Studios. I'm taking care of the buffering right now. That shouldn't be an issue. I apologize. And that sound will go away in a second. So, my first join didn't give me a chat option. Wow, that's weird. Virginia Cook, hello. The four-nacelled ship. Yeah, there's a new four-nacelled ship for the DS9 documentary. I don't know much about it because I wasn't at the panel. But I do have some pictures of it that we can take a look at. No buffering there, so that's good. Thank you very much. And as always, guys, if you want to help out the channel, you can do so by doing super chats. They're very welcome. And also head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. And if you want to help us on a monthly basis, you can do so that way. Also, Trekyards.com, there's a donate button. Click that. You can send a PayPal donation or whatever you'd like. So lots of ways to help out the channel. Yes, so there we go. Let's see. 21 people watching. Wow, that's less than expected. But that's all right. I didn't advertise this. Just generally Sunday afternoons, it's good to expect a live from us. Usually it's around 5 Eastern Standard Time, but today, because of a few things going on, it's got to be right now, but that's fine. Colton Anderson sends $2. Hello, Captain. Hello, Colton. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Might just be me. It's cleared up. Yeah, so let's just take a look at some of the stuff. We'll just have a brief discussion on things. Let's see here. All right, so here's the first of the images. Now I got some images sent to me by a few different people, one of whom was the Trek Collector, who's if you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe. He's awesome. He does reviews of Eagle Moss and a whole bunch of other Star Trek stuff. He also works with the Irish Trekkie. But he sent us a bunch of stuff because he was actually at this panel. I don't believe Samuel was. Samuel had a very busy day with photo shoots and a few other things. And he got a lot of great, interesting news yesterday from the con, which we'll probably tell you in the next little while. But good things overall going on. So £2 from Craig Williams. Thank you. Keep up the fantastic work. I will endeavor to do so. Got a lot going on, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Just going to go through these pictures right now. So here's so John Eves doing a panel talking about a few things. This is, and I apologize for the image quality on some of these. Some are really good, some are kind of so-so. So yeah, that's where we stand. Now, this was just to point out the bare metal appearance, because they wanted to have like a bare metal instead of the sleek white hull of the TOS Enterprise, as part of that 25% difference. And interestingly enough, you guys will notice that all these renders that Johnny shows has the straight pylons, which I personally prefer. I think that is the way it should be, especially for a TOS Enterprise. But what happened was, after the model left John Eves and Scott Snyder's hands, the visual effects team got a hold of it, and I guess they got word that they were supposed to change it a little bit more, so they made the angled struts, which the angled struts look nice. They're a great look for the Enterprise. However, straight struts is where it should be. So you also notice here that the end caps are turned sideways on this one. But anyway, I want to get more information on this talk that John Eves did. So I'm sure Samuel and myself will be talking about that in an upcoming episode, talking about the differences and this whole discussion that John Eves had on this thing, because we got apparently there's some good information there, which I'm not really privy to yet. So I just wanted to get these out there and show you guys what was kind of shown. This is the new DS9 ship, rough plans. So there's a few iterations that this went through as well. This is fantastic. This is classic John Eves. I don't know how he keeps doing this, how he keeps pulling these great ideas out of his head. If you had me design a ship, it would look the same every time, because I'd run out of ideas pretty quick. So John Eves is super talented. We're so thankful to have him working on Star Trek. His designs are fantastic. This I don't know the class name for. I don't exactly know. I think in the Deep Space Nine documentary, What We Leave Behind, I've heard rumors that this is Ezri's ship. So I think there's clips in the documentary as like a continuation of the Deep Space Nine story, kind of like a season 8. So I don't know if she gets assigned to this ship. Pretty sure she wouldn't be the captain of the ship, but this is just utterly fantastic. And there's quite a few views of this thing that we will take a look at. I was blown away when I saw it. I didn't expect this, and then I saw a Deep Space Nine ship, and I'm like, huh? And then I heard Ezri's ship, and I'm still like, huh? But yeah, it'd be nice if I think it's a documentary that has little clips of the continuation of the story, what happened to everybody. That's kind of my vibe. I know that Rom, Quark, and I think Nog were there, all in full makeup for this thing. This is concept art, yes. There's a more finished view of what it actually looked like, the one that got approved. And this thing is bloody gorgeous. Look at the shapes here. Just stunning. It's got like 2 necks. And it's got, the forward part is a shuttle bay. You can see the little shuttle bay hangar lights in there. And again, it's clearly John Eves' style. It's absolutely beautiful. I do love the new take on the Enterprise E style in the cells. Yeah, just it's wow. Another 4 nacelle design. I want to see a 3 nacelle design. The only one we really got in canon was, well, the Niagara class, which was the Battle of Wolf 359, and the Galaxy X. I want to see more 3 nacelle designs. Don't get me wrong, I love this. I love the 4 nacelle design aspect of this thing, but is that a window? This? No, I think that's a shuttle bay, because that looks like the shuttle bay upper lighting of a shuttle bay. And it makes sense to have it at the front. I think we see other views of this in a second, and I'm pretty sure that's the only place that there is a shuttle bay. There might be one at the back of the secondary hull as well. Looks nice. Rather than another sodding season of disco, we should have this. I might agree with that. Rob, DS9 concept looks like John lifted the neckline from the E and F. The USS Emmett Till, says Tony. I believe that is the name. I think I did hear that. Carrier-based ship. Could be. I love the Superman symbol deflector stuff. Yeah. I was so jealous. I was eating lunch the other day, and the two guys in the booth eating next to me had just come from LA, What We Leave Behind viewing. I did not want to listen and spoil. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this thing. Oh, man. Anyway, let's move on. So here's some more concepts that he had. This one is odd. As you can see, the registry number is here, and the direction of movement is this way. Okay. It's a unique design, to say the least. The DS9 X and Z roughs. This one is cool. This one's very similar to one that Samuel and myself kind of designed early on, which never came to more than just sketches. And its forward movement is this way. And actually, I can show you some of the sketches. I don't even know why I have my earpiece in. I don't need it. But Samuel and myself early on, for a project that we were doing, designed something like this. These are my drawings of it. That's just ugly. So we had a few ideas for shapes, and anyway, there's another rough shape that we had early on, which, as you can see, is very similar to this one. But as we've said, I mean, nobody's stealing anybody's ideas, because how many different configurations can you actually get for a Federation ship? There are only... There's one that I quickly doodled up one day. Yeah. So I got a lot of sketches here. I'll need to do an episode just on my sketching ideas for starships. Some of them are laughable for sure, but anyway. So these are two of John Eves, and I really like this one. I think this is a really cool design moving forward. This one, I mean, if you lengthen this out and put like shuttle bay doors on the side, like a bunch of them, it could be like a carrier design with the warp nacelles slung low, but a long lead out, and then yeah, the saucer back here. I don't have a problem with that so much. Does everyone does multiple sets of nacelles, but what about multiple saucer sections? There's been one or two designs that have multiple saucer sections as well. But and some of them have been shared on the Trekyards page. They kind of make the rounds every once in a while. But I mean, look at this. John Eves' work is incredible. His rough concept sketches are fantastic. The DS9 John did looks like he did a treatment for Discovery. Well, he is working on Discovery as well, so he's designed a lot of most of the ships from that. I like that too. Problem with multiple saucers is how to protect them from enemy weapons fire. Too much surface area. True, but I mean, you're only as good as your shield or your defensive systems, so as long as you got enough shield coverage and you have enough emitter arrays on the saucer, you can actually protect your secondary hull, your engineering, and your nacelles a lot better with two saucers. the What We Left Behind series available for pre-order. So it's a series, it's not a documentary. Is that what I'm getting? Bam, that'd be cool. Anyway, let's move along. Here are some detailed views of the front of the Disco Enterprise nacelle assembly. The front view of the unit, side view without the scoop, and the profile with the scoop. So this is the internal mechanism, and then I guess this is the front, so it'd be the dome here, and quad collector scoops. I guess this would probably go on the side somewhere. Hey, 7th Fleet here. Eagle Monster making the model. Oh, that's cool. Nice. All right. Here again is the design from the front and the back. It looks like there might be a shuttle bay there, but I like the idea of a shuttle bay at the front. It's like the Akira that way. Also, these, I love how this is how a designer does things. It's absolutely awesome. That top view is gorgeous. I love this. Side view, wow. Just wow. Secondary hull. Here you get to see without the nacelles, obviously. This is just a beautiful, refined shape. Very similar to the Enterprise E, and yet I like it a lot more, to be honest. You take off the two bottom nacelles, you make a few changes. This could be like the next Enterprise. Imperial Frost Productions. I don't get why people hate this design. It meets all the design rules. Design rules, schmashine rules. Don't believe in them. Hello, Captain. How are you keeping? Not too bad. Night. I want this in STO. You're right. It's a documentary. Okay, cool. Once this is officially considered canon now, so just give it a matter of time. It will be in Star Trek Online. I promise you. Last pick, it looked like the pod you used to explore inside suns. It reminds me of the Voyager era ships and First Contact ships. Actually, it looks like an Odyssey. Very similar to the Odyssey as well, yeah. Yeah, I can see some design cues there. My favorite ship is Klingon Bird of Prey Cavort class. Cool ship. The law user called, and they could not call them Bizarre collectors. They are now Hans Beth collectors. Okay. Twitter has a video of a lot of the sketches. What, on John Eve's page? So I know John Eves is there with his wife. Samuel met up with them, got a big bear hug from John Eves. So, yeah, Samuel had some interesting adventures while he was there, which I haven't even heard all of them yet, but some pretty exciting stuff. That's all I'll say. Good stuff for Trekyards. That's all I can say. So here's just a close-up of that ugly one. I'm sorry, but it's kind of ugly, especially considering it flies this way. Like, this is the front of the ship, as you can tell by the nacelles, the shape. It's a neat, interesting new concept idea, but like I said, it worked better, in my opinion. Fine, have the saucer at the back, but elongate this and make it like a carrier with different shuttle bays along the side for launching fighters. Lawyer, not law. Hans Beth was a contemporary of Bizarre. Sorry, I'm typing on a super tiny screen, and spell correction is not set up to my vocabulary on this device. Can't stay for but man boobs. /.-121. No man boobs today. I love Star Trek art. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. And John Eves just does fantastic stuff. Thank you, /. Yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. So here's more design, and you can see a lot of the influences here. As you guys know, John Eves uses X-planes and things from the 60s as inspiration. You can see a lot of those shapes incorporated here, especially with these struts. They have very much a 1960s X-plane vibe to them, and I love that. That's some classic, styling right there. This shot of the bottom, the secondary hull with that Superman's shaped deflector, looks fantastic. Very, very reminiscent of the Enterprise E here with the saucer, and it's just an overall great ship. The profile is really slick. Get rid of this, maybe the second nacelle on each side. I would like that a lot more with just 2 nacelles personally. This kind of looks silly. It looks like a flower almost, some kind of flower or seed pod or something, which Discovery had a bridge at the bottom of the saucer section. Most people wanted the bridge on the top. Well, it should have been on the top, in my opinion. I do like the idea of the bridge on the bottom a little bit for the Shenzhou, especially when you can look out and see the planet underneath. That's really neat, and especially for planetary survey and stuff. If you're going to be in orbit a lot, that's just an awesome idea, in my opinion. But what if it had 3 engines? You know what? You flip this engine up, put it right here. Oh my God, that would be glorious. Glorious. I like the look of another nacelle up on the top. It's powerful looking. This looks kind of awkward a little bit with it underneath. I'm sure people will disagree with me on that, but with the dual nacelle design, you could have 6 nacelles in the design. Yeah, you could throw another one on the side here. That would actually be neat. Unnecessary, but neat. Charles puts in $2.99. Thanks for doing this. No problem, Charles. Thank you for doing that. Much appreciated. As I said, every little bit helps out the channel. So we do love doing these. And don't. A lot of people complain that I'm not one for watching lives. They're too long, and I can't go. I don't want to go back and rewatch them. And I understand that. I very rarely go back and watch a live after it's not live, just because it's not as fun to not be able to interact. However, Joe Torres is here, one of our admins. Thank you very much, Joe, for showing up. Much appreciated. What was I saying? I forget what I was saying. I'm just going to move on, because now I just feel stupid. Hello. I'm a known thing here now. Well, yes, you're moderator Joe Torres. Now, moving back to the Discovery Enterprise, here's not an early. Oh, that's what I was saying. Hold on, I gotta go back. The lives. We love doing them, and people think that they're going to be replacing our regular videos. I've got a lot of complaints saying, why are you doing lives now? I don't watch lives. I just rather see a video. We're not getting rid of our regular release schedule, guys. We still release our regular, Wednesday mission briefing, Saturday full episode, and then 1 or 2 other ones sprinkled throughout the week. So don't worry, you're still getting the full edited, heavily produced Trekyards episodes, as well as the lives. The lives are just bonuses where we get to interact with you guys, and super chats are always awesome. So much appreciated for those, of course. Not necessary, but they really do help out. So anything to help the channel, but don't worry, lives are not replacing regular Trekyards episodes, so don't ever think that. All right, that's what I was saying. So now I got that cleared up. Was there a rule about 25% difference? Yes, there was, as you'll see in a second. So, of course, this is after they revised the window shapes, which bring them in line with what we saw on Discovery, those style of window shapes. So I guess they were the original shape, a square or a rectangle before. He has, gone ahead and modified them, made them these triangular shaped windows, which are cool. I really don't have a problem with subtle little changes like that. Although the length of this bugs me a little bit. It's a little too long. And I think they got rid of that on the final model. Because I don't remember it being that long on the final model. You gotta remember, this isn't the final. This is John's final model that he sent to the visual effects team, who then took it and changed it So they took the designer's work and changed it by adding the angled nacelles and things like that. So that's kind of shitty on the FX department, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. The 3 rule applies to most types of design, same as the golden ratio. Yes. Now you need to say in this video, because they don't watch the lives. Now you need to say this in a video. Yes, I know. We will do that for sure. Yeah, I totally get it. But some people that were in the lives messaged me and complained and said, why are you doing lives now? I don't like the lives. So, should they have moved more windows to the lip of the saucer? I don't know. They're trying to maintain the look of the original window layout and placement. Just the shapes are different here. So, like I said, Samuel and myself, I'm sure we'll do a video on these pictures, fully edited and, thought out video, talking about the changes and why they were made and what John actually said at the panel. As I said, I didn't get that information. I got these pictures sent to me by various sources who were there, and I thank everybody that contributed. So yeah. But yeah, maybe adding a few more windows, but I can see what they were trying to go for, trying to maintain that look of the TOS. Sorry, these pictures are all over the place. I should have organized them. We're going to hop back onto this ship now. So here's a close-up of the front and the rear of the design. I love these 2 connecting pieces here. That's kind of a neat idea. And these little fins actually look cool. I don't know what they're necessarily for. They're probably sensor arrays or something cool. But I do like this. This is a neat design. And I think, from what I've heard, Eagle Moss is producing this ship, because now that it's canon, because it's going to be officially canon, they will be making a model of this. So we'll have this in our hands sooner than later. Rab says, contractors always F up what the engineer asks for. Like the F design next. Looks like an Odyssey. Yeah, it does look very similar to an Odyssey design for sure. So here's the bottom, and these are all the little numbers, and they're hull codes. Now, if you know anything about the TOS Enterprise, there are little numbers on the hull at different places on the secondary hull, and those are just hull codes. I don't know exactly what they mean. I need to do research and to do an episode on it, but I've always found them interesting. This little number is such a nice little detail, and I guess the Discovery Enterprise has them as well, so it's good to see that. And here on the bottom, you can see what appears to be a warp core ejection port, or maybe this is. Hard to say. I think these shapes mimic the patterns on the TOS Enterprise, because there's the circle, the yellow circle, and then this shape here, and so he did try to incorporate a lot of the TOS elements in there, and I feel bad for John, because I know he would have wanted the TOS Enterprise to just be represented as was, but then he had to make changes, and him and Scott Snyder had to go back and forth with the producers and make changes that they wanted, and it must be frustrating as a designer to have to do that. Tom Paris asked for the fins. Yes, he did. How is this officially canon? Because it's part of the new Deep Space Nine documentary, What We Left Behind, and apparently there's going to be like season 8 goodies in there. So I don't know how they're doing it. If I mentioned this earlier, I'm not sure if they're doing like part episode, like what happened next, and then also mixed in with the documentary interviews and stuff. It'd be cool to see for sure. But that's why it's officially canon. It's canon. It's Deep Space Nine season 8, basically. Now here is the inside of the warp nacelle for the Discovery Enterprise, with the nacelle ends sideways, which I don't like. So, ugh. But raised inset vents, and it's just like the chiller grills that are on the or the warp grills that are on the TOS Enterprise. Tried to keep the same design elements here as well. You know, little pieces, visual cues. Added these, of course, those aren't on the TOS Enterprise, but hold on. Trekyards, has CBS given this the green light, or is this a documentary? It's a fully done documentary, and yes, it's appeared in the documentary, apparently. I haven't seen the documentary. So yes, it's been greenlit and done, as far as I know. There's just another shot of the Deep Space Nine ship, rough plans. So there's John Eves, and I'm not sure who's talking to him there, but there's again the straight struts on the Enterprise, which I prefer. Yeah, not crazy about the nacelle ends turn like that. Yeah, I'm not either. The USS Emmett Till, unveiled at What We Left Behind premiere in Destination Star Trek in Birmingham, UK, was the USS Emmett Till. This ship was featured in an animated sequence in the documentary, based on the news story that emerged from the segment where 5 of the show's original writers reunite to break the story for a theatrical 8th season for Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So there you go. Thank you very much, Tony. Much appreciated. Like I haven't had a chance to read anything. I've been super busy. So it's good to know that jumping into this. So thank you very much. So it's an animated segment. That's interesting. Again, there's just more of this ship. As I said, I got different files from different people that all sent me stuff. You can see the different seating arrangements where they were sitting. Here again, it's just the bare metal appearance of the Enterprise to make it, you know, it's more of that 25% different. I do prefer the straight struts though, personally. But here's another DS9 concept ship, which looks really interesting. This is that one that goes this way. So this is the front of the ship. There's the bridge module, I guess. From the side, it's kind of hideous. It looks almost like a freighter of some kind. Doesn't really have much of a Federation vibe to it, but it's a unique design. It's definitely stepping out of the box. Love from Toronto. Oh, you're in Toronto. Well, you're not far from me then. That's awesome. I know about who's doing it and what it is. My question is this wishful thinking or is it 100% real of approval? But okay, Joe, it's 100% real, been approved by CBS. Yes. So it is considered canon now. It is a canon ship. It is a canonized ship, and Eagle Moss will be making a model of it as far as I've heard. So yes. Hope that answers your question. And just a shot of the hull. And this is, again, John Eves' model before it got tinkered with. So there's the straight struts, which is really cool. Here's the rear shuttle bay with the big staging area at the back, which I really didn't have a problem with initially. However, the more I look at it, the more I hate it. It is neat to be able to land a shuttle or stage shuttles ready for launch, or work bees and, you know, cargo containers, stuff like that back here, with the doors being pushed back farther. It makes sense, but every time I see it, I just think it's uglier and uglier. I also think that the short stubby neck is hideous. The more I see the ship, the less I like it, unfortunately. I still love it. It's still a great design, but I don't love it as much as I initially did, which is a shame. There's just little things that are off-putting to me, and this is one of them. This elongated staging area behind the shuttle bay, and this stubby little neck. But it's cool to see the details here. I love that they kept these lights and everything. Those are properly colored, and it's cool, and I understand why they did it. You could hold a concert back there. Yes, you could. The shuttle porch looks like a tongue sticking out. Yeah, it's like, You know, all you TOS fanboys that wanted the original Enterprise. It's a love-hate relationship. You nailed it, Gary. That's exactly what it is. Left the black stripes in the saucer around the green and red lights. Yeah, well, that's because this is just after the cage. So, yeah, before the refit, or the slight modifications to Kirk's Enterprise before he gets commands. So how in the world do you decide 25% different? Do lawyers look over the artistic shoulders and say yes or no? I'm not sure, but that 25% difference will come in important in a second here. So here, this is the original shape of the windows, just like the TOS original Enterprise. And here's the modified changes that they asked for to make it somewhat different. Again, I don't really have an issue with that. I do prefer this, of course, but it is interesting to see the small, subtle modifications that they made to bring this in line with that 25% difference. I think it's interesting. So I just wanted to point that out. So I'm sure all these were changed to this style as well, and that reflects the Discovery appearance with the more triangular shaped windows, oddly shaped windows. Pop a couple of googly eyes on the bay door. The documentary is not CBS; it was crowdfunded. Yes, but CBS approved the design, as far as I know, because Samuel was even had the opportunity to see John Van Citters. I don't know what exactly they talked about, so that'd be a question for John Van Citters. The sketch is reminiscent of the Jem'Hadar battleship with a saucer. Oh, the other one, yeah. Joe Torres, they'd have to, otherwise they would have already been shut down. Well, yeah, exactly. And the documentary was done by Ira Stephen Bear and all of the people involved with Deep Space Nine. Like they said, a lot of the writers came back to write the proposed what would have been season 8. So it was very much the original team behind Deep Space Nine that came back to do it. So that's why they would have had CBS's blessing, I'm sure. Hey, Captain, on a weekend break and still glad to join in the stream. Always enjoy joining in. Well, thank you very much. Glad to see you here. And thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to come and visit me. Much appreciated. I was there, says Working Class. So you were at this panel? That's awesome. So you know more than I do about what we're talking about. Do you think that they are planning a Pike series? I hope not. I mean, it would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. Back to the live chats. I love these informal chats. Everybody gets to participate. Absolutely. And I love being able to interact with you guys and stuff. And the live chat conversations have been really good because they are off the cuff. Well, exactly. It's me. It's just me hanging out with you guys and giving you my thoughts. Evening, Stuart. Hope all is well. All is well. Thank you. That's nothing really super great. You see John looking at it, though. He's probably talking about some of the details. Again, the windows here are all same layout as the TOS Enterprise, even with the little hatches and the little warning labels that are on those. If you've ever built the 350 scale model of the Enterprise, you know that these little things have little warning labels. And yeah, I can't remember exactly what they say now, but I remember when I was putting the decals on, I got the magnifying glass and I zoomed in and I took a look at them, and they actually say stuff. So I missed a chunk of the live stream, just woke up. What ships are you covering? Just talking about John Eve's discussion at Birmingham, Destination Birmingham, the new ship for the DS9 documentary, and the changes made to the Discovery Enterprise. So here it is here. Color patterns and light details. So this just shows the self-illumination, which I think is brilliant. And if they remaster TOS and use the actual TOS Enterprise, adding these little lighting cues are a must. When I make my next 350 scale Enterprise, it's going to be the 1.5 version, and it's going to have all the self-illumination, because this just makes sense. There's light shining back there on the pennant. So on the registry up here, same with the registry on the bottom. This I'm not a huge fan of, that cutout with the big. It's kind of neat idea, but I wish they wouldn't have done that. But I do like the spotlighting. That's really cool. So there's bare metal designs and then paint detailing, which is cool. And here again, this stubby neck looks so much better with the straight nacelles, or the straight nacelle pylons, in my opinion. I prefer the straight nacelles pylons. I think they should have stayed with that. That's what the designer designed. That's what was handed off to the visual effects team. I hate that they changed them to the angled struts. The angled strut look amazing, don't get me wrong. The refit's one of my favorite designs. However, for this era, for the ship, it should have been the straight strut. And this overly long, that just bugs me. I think they actually changed that for the final one. But it balances out with this here, this lip. So you can see that there's a design language here. You take this and extend it to the back, and then the length of the saucer from this tip to here, it all equals out. And that's a designer doing his thing, and I love that. However, I think that should be shorter, and this should be gone. But then again, those are the small little changes that were made to keep a lot of the TOS aesthetics that we love in this ship. Small, subtle little things. These end caps, yes, they bugged the hell out of me, Brian. Ugh. And I think those were actually changed by the visual effects team as well to be flipped around to the proper way. So kudos to them for that. However, straight struts, guys. Straight struts. I don't like the gap in this. I don't either, but I mean, it looks good from the side. That looks kind of cool. But yeah, no. See, John Eves and Scott Snyder. Very fortunate to know both these individuals, and this is cool. Just the detailing that John Eves puts into these schematics and just concept drawings is phenomenal. So here's the reaction chamber, the inner dome, outer dome, and it's just wow. And this is that piece that I showed earlier. These little fins. This dome part is what was removed from the other one. Yeah, and this is neat. This does tie into the TOS Enterprise, because again, if you built the 350 model, there is an inner dome and there is an outer dome that spins. So, and then there's a reaction chamber, which is the lights that flicker at different colors and intensities. I wonder what a Daedalus would look like in Discovery as well at night. Why are there cutouts in the pilot to make it 25% different? I've already talked about those. Here's more detailed. Oh, there is a shuttle bay back there. This is the Deep Space Nine ship again. It doesn't look like there's a shuttle bay at the front on this one. This is an earlier sketch than the other one. So, two different saucer styles, angled out and then angled in. Wow. I prefer the angled in look. I prefer this look, actually. Yeah, I prefer that look for sure, as opposed to this one. That's cool. That's a subtle little detail. That's very TOS, and that's very like Enterprise C and forward look. So hope I'm not missing too much on the chat. I apologize. Have you seen the Anavos Discovery Enterprise? They show the interiors of the bazaars. Oh, that's cool. This feels kind of like a Discovery a bit. What do you think? A little bit. Yeah, you can see some of the design cues, like the Discovery from the rear. I can see that. Yeah, it does have similar styling. Greetings, Reed. Thank you for joining us. Looks like a ship that could be an STO. Well, it will be, I'm sure. And then final paint scheme with the Aztecing details. So this is kind of like the final before it got shipped off to the visual effects department. Again, longer sensor tip and straight. I think that looks so much better from the side with that. And I think that's why the more I see the ship now, the final ship, the more I don't like it. Is because this neck is way short, but with this, it works. When you angle those back, this I think becomes more noticeable. Maybe it's just me talking out of my ass, but that's what I think. Every time I see, okay, there's a few things when I see the Discovery Enterprise. Like I said, the more I see it, the more I dislike it. Oh, this is this. Look at this. If you notice, this is John's final with paint scheme and Aztec, but the nacelle end caps are the right way. They've been corrected here. So this was part of the design process going up to the final, which is cool. But the things that bug me most about this design are the short stubby neck, this long unnecessary bit at the back, and this Excelsior style primary hull element, and of course this cutout at the front of the saucer. I just can't get over that. I mean, and every time I see them, I enjoy the ship less and less. Like the first time I saw it, when I got goosebumps when I first saw it. I saw those two red Bizarre collectors in the distance, and then they come up. I was like, oh, that's amazing. And then I watched the scene a few times. It's like, yeah, it's awesome. And then we talked about it. And then the more I saw the ship as we talked about it in Trekyards episodes, the more I was like, yeah, it's a good reimagining. It looks good. And I find that's the way I am, especially with songs and things. If I hear a song the first time and I absolutely love it, I end up hating that song. But if I hear a song the first time and it's like, usually it grows on me and becomes one of my favorite things. So that just might be me. But hello, Andre from Bosnia. Anyone notice the wide boy saucer on? Yeah. No kidding, eh? Yeah, yeah. Again, there's John doing his thing. I think that might be Ben from Eagle Moss, actually. I'm not sure. Somebody that was there, they said they were there in the comments. If you could just let me know. I think that's Ben from Eagle Moss, though. Ben Robinson. Again, we've gone through a lot of these. What's this here? Impulse engine. Oops. Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of this. This is very similar to the Enterprise B impulse deck. With these, they're almost exactly the same. And, of course, John designed the Enterprise B changes to the Excelsior. And that's very... Give the captain a breathalyzer test. Why? I'm in a lot of pain today because my back is killing me. But I haven't taken any medication because we're out. So I'm not altered in any way. I'm just tired. Why have I been... Yeah, it is Ben. Okay, well, thank you, working class. That's what I thought. It did look like Ben. But, I don't know. I don't like this. Do you want me to Skype in and help you with the comments? No. I don't have my OBS set up to have you Skype in right now. Anti-Tracker says I'm drinking. Or just want to make sure that I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking. I'm drinking coffee, for crying out loud. Tim Hortons coffee. Which they probably lace with, like, cocaine because it's kind of addictive. But yeah, I'm just... You seemed pretty loaded last night. I wasn't loaded at all last night. Last night, again, was just a combination of being tired and just in pain. So I apologize, guys. I'm just not going to do any more lives with Anti-Trekker because after I'm done, I'm like... Thanks, Grandpana. It doesn't have Irish cream in it. Guys, I'm not drinking. I'm just going to stop talking right now. Shots, 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 shots. Well, I mean, if you give me enough Super Chat money, I might go grab a bottle. That could be fun. Okay, here's more. It's more of a finished design for this. Again, you get to see better angles of this ship. This is beautiful. I think John did a fantastic job with this. I don't I prefer these angles a lot more than I do the front and back, the direct front and back. The orthos ones kind of bother me a little, but these angles look stunning in my opinion. Last night, Captain Foley said he killed his... No, you guys thought I killed my dog, and then I told you that to make her quiet, I just gave her a chew stick, and then I showed you on camera that she was just sleeping. So I don't know what you're talking about, Anti-Trekker. You need to... Oh, by the way, guys, go watch Anti-Trekker. He's got some really great videos. He's a good guy. If you want to hang out with the live chats, by all means do so, because it's a good community. I love joining in with the live chats, even if I'm just on... typing comments, or sometimes I do join them live. I won't be doing that anymore though, because I tend to get picked on, and I don't want to say much because it's not my show. I want him to go through the comments and stuff. I don't want to take time away from his viewers, because he always reads a lot of their comments and keeps them in the discussion. I feel when I'm there, that kind of gets overlooked, so I tend to be quiet so that he can do his thing. But Ernest Strickland chipped in $2 to see if he can get me drinking. So there you go. You're always welcome, Captain. You know that. I do know that, but everybody thinks I'm drinking or whatever. Sorry if I'm tired at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning when we're doing these things. I apologize. And also in pain. Sometimes I have to take medication for my back. So... sorry. Anyway, this ship is glorious. I just love this dual neck design, the shape of this cutout. If this is in fact a shuttle bay, as it looked like in the one photo, Anti-Trekker says, I get it, trust me, about the back pain. That is a nice ship. It is, and I just wish they would get rid of these bottom nacelles and just have these nacelles. Or put a third nacelle right there. Make it a dreadnought. That would be... I can picture it now. It's beautiful. I might have to do a little Photoshop-y, edit-y thing and put a third nacelle on to get rid of these. Working class. 5 pounds. Have a drink on me, sir. Oh, my God. All right, I'll grab my Saurian brandy bottle. And I'll take a swig of this. There you go. I'm drinking the good stuff. Hope you're happy. Like his analysis of the Star Trek photon torpedo's effective range. Yeah. Go watch Anti-Trekker. He's got some good videos. He's a good guy. Damien Howe puts in £3.99. Help towards the coffee fund. Yes, thank you. Coffee. Nectar of life. Top right image here reminds me of one of the Excelsior concepts that didn't make it. The top right image or the top left image? Because this is the left-hand side of the screen, Joe. I don't know which one specifically you're talking about. I know you said Excelsior, but I don't know which concept one you're talking about. But let's move on. There it is, the one that you were just talking about. A close-up of it. Edna mode, no separations. So here's the Enterprise. These are the spotlight little divots that he has in the saucer for shining on the registry numbers, which are at the side. I assume that's what he's circled here. That's what it looks like. I'll have to message you the image. Yeah, message me with the image, Joe. So here it is. There's the dual, look at that too, the dual sensor prongs, which I think they kept. I think they just shortened them for the final one. But you can see here the spotlight housing with the shining on the registry numbers on each side. I don't have a problem with that. It's beautiful. The shapes down here are nice. These are a little thick, but what are you going to do? Oh, Joe sent a photo. Let's take a look. The hell? Okay, yeah, I guess. Looks a little like that. That's an early concept for the Excelsior. Let's go back to the image. Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Meh. Yeah, at the bottom one, I got you. All right, so, oh my god, I didn't know any of this. So here's impulse engines, aft torpedo launcher, there and there, I guess. So 2 aft torpedo launchers. I kind of like that feature. That's cool. And then a tractor beam array right here. I think, and the final one has a docking port right there as well. Aft sensors. This is early design because you can tell by the shape of the shuttle bay door, and there's not as big a staging area back here. So this has been changed. I don't think there's photon torpedo launchers on the final one, but there is a docking bay there, and then of course the bigger impulse engines, which kind of suck. Why has CBS not licensed Romulan Ale and Sodium Brandy to liquor companies? I'd buy a bottle. Yeah, but your pick is so small. I don't care. Oh. Anyway. Are the eyebrows still landing legs? I would assume so, yes. That's a beautiful look how much better these straight struts look in this shot than what we finally got. Like the swept back ones are fine. All right, they look good. They look very reminiscent of the movie era, which is fine. This looks better in my opinion. What kind of new craving would you like to see in the new series, Captain Picard? New craving? I don't understand what you mean. They're leaving money on the table. I could see a phototorp hitting a strut. Yeah. Because they don't need any more drunk Trekkies. Just joined late. What are we talking about? Stuff and things. Thanks for coming, Doug. Z German is here. Hey, greetings, Captain. Hello, sir. How you doing? We're just shooting the shit, talking about some Birmingham stuff that was released. So this is a great shot. And like I said, this was the final one before it went to the visual effects team, because it has the straight struts still. You can see the little airlock back there, so that's been changed. And the end caps of the nacelles are actually the way they're supposed to be. They're not turned sideways like they were in the other pictures we were looking at. Why bother with the cutout and the strut? I don't know. To make it 25% different. Here again, this is the back of the nacelle assembly. You got the same kind of, intercoolers and little details as the TOS Enterprise, which is nice. So I don't really have an issue with that. It's just cool to see all this detail that he put into this model before it actually went to the effects team. So these must be reaction control thrusters. You can see the little holes there, which they'd use to shoot out jets of air to move the ship. Looks like a lightsaber hilt close up. A little, yeah. I'd buy that. This just shows the detailing, the patterning of the saucer, and the shape of the secondary hull. Secondary hull's got a lot of nice influences between the TOS Enterprise and the movie era. It's got more of a barrel shape as opposed to a cylindrical shape. So the barrel shape is more reminiscent of the refit. Same with this front deflector housing. Very similar shapes and designs there, and visual cues. And the back, it's got a bigger scoop out the back, much like the refit. However, the detailing on it and a few other things, especially from the bottom and the top, it doesn't have that barrel shape like the refit does. From the side it does, but from the top it doesn't. So this is very reminiscent of the TOS Enterprise, kind of this view. So here are some of the concept ships. This thing's kind of ugly, to be honest. Very much Shenjo-y. Shenjo. Blah, 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 blah. What kind of new civilization would you like to see in Star Trek series? I don't know. Anti-Trekker, 25% difference. LOL. I swear if I hear... What? Oh, what did he say? I swear if I hear 25% different again, I'm going to... One more time. Well, you're going to hear it in a second because there's a picture that actually refers to that 25% difference. But thank you, Empyrean Frost, for egging on the Anti-Trekker. So this one is not quite as refined as the final one we got. It's a lot more elongated, which, again, this looks more like the Odyssey right there, in my opinion. This thing is not anything I'd like to see. This is also a cool design. This is very similar to another one that John Eaves had designed early on. I can't remember the class name, the Sydney class or something, for a fan film. But I'm glad they went with this one. I'm just not super pleased it's 4 nacelles. I mean, it looks cool, but still. And there's Laurel. Yay. There it is. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, hard side slots with arrowhead. So there's the old style banner arrowhead, and then this is John Eaves communicating with Scott Snyder, the other guy working on it. Hi Scott, sorry this too was a part of the 25% difference between the two ships. So there's proof right there that they were mandated to have 25% difference between the ships. So yeah, I think this is the one on the side of the nacelle assembly. Yeah, because that looks like the nacelle. And this is the one on the secondary hull. Just a few minor changes from the TOS one, but enough to be substantial. Not a lot of people would notice this kind of stuff, but... And Anti-Trekker says sigh. I must have missed something. Anti-Trekker, I need to have you on. We should talk about this stuff at some point. Isn't the top picture of the toboggan class? I don't know if you're being serious or if you're just being you. The toboggan class. What do you think? It's Canadian? Has John Eaves fully designed the Enterprise E with a neck? Has John Eaves fully designed the Enterprise E with a neck? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Can't they limit the 25% difference to the toilets and restrooms? Well, that'd be nice. Yeah, 25% different on the interior. That'd be cool. But no, so this is shown here. I mean, so there's no denying the fact that they were given this mandate by somebody, as this is written on here, part of the 25% difference between the two ships. So, and I've spoken with Scott Snyder, I've spoken with John Eaves over the past year, and not so much John Eaves, and it's interesting the process that they had to go through. It's actually pretty frustrating, like I said earlier, from a designer's point of view, to have to do these changes. When you want to maintain that visual continuity with TOS, it's like a slap in the face almost. And that's the last picture here, so. So yeah, there we have it, guys. I guess if you squint, you won't notice those 25%. C looks like a previous concept they had of the Enterprise D technical manual. Slight differences in the saucer and struts. So here's the original. And here's revised. I don't see much of a difference. This elongates back farther. It's kind of scooped up there. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of difference. Sorry, I'm kind of talking about two things at once because all these pictures, I just quickly threw them in a folder. I didn't organize them, and I apologize for that. Again, these little fins here, very reminiscent of what we see on the Shinjo. And this whole back deck is very much like the Enterprise B or the Excelsior. It's just, ugh. The more I see it, the more I dislike it. And I hate to say that because John does incredible work. This is a great reimagined Enterprise. This would have been perfect for the JJ films. I would have been like, yeah, you did that right. But most of the disco ships like the USS Shinjo look like they came out of anime. Yeah, I'd agree with that. The split strut nacelle cutouts on John's Enterprise are likely for cooling of plasma feeds. Could be. We've speculated here on Trekyards before. I think Samuel was the one that mentioned it, that maybe this was, a design that they attempted to solve a problem and it just didn't work out, so that when they refit it, do the minor refit for Kirk, where they get rid of certain aspects like the larger bridge and the markings and different end caps and things like that, that maybe they're like, well, that's cutout didn't work, let's just do a full strut, make it a little bit thinner. But probably would fit in the JJ verse. The back deck, agreed. And there's Laurel, the new Laurel, which I found out some interesting information as well about her and from her. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So guys, that's pretty much it for this. Oh, Lee Kempster, $2 Canadian. Thank you very much, Lee. And then Han Sebi, hoping I'm saying that right. 10 euros. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. She does look more like a Klingon. Yeah, she does. Lots of discussion for another day. We're just talking about the ships today. What I mean is an image or CGI model of the Enterprise E with a neck. Also wanted to know what it would look like if it had a neck, longer neck, added to the raised nacelles. I don't know if he's ever done that personally, but Captain, I'm ordering you to bed. Ugh. Actually, I slept pretty well last night. I just had to get up earlier than I intended today, so. So the Klingons are going with hair. Does that mean that Starfleet guys are going hairless? No, it doesn't, Brian McFarland. Charles, you must say "wee" when going to warp when serving on a toboggan-class ship. This is true. And watch out for the trees, for the love of God, and the people at the bottom of the warp hill. Alright, guys. So it's been just over an hour. I was going to go for 2 hours. I don't know if it was enough to talk about for 2 hours, though, honestly. I mean, if you guys have questions or anything, throw them out. We'll talk about stuff now. But USS Steppenwolf, interesting. So our strut cutouts equal 25% less than a solid strut. USS George of the Jungle. Take care of yourself, Captain. Oh, I'm trying to. Camaro, Camaro, Camaro. Yes. The Picard series will feature Patrick Stewart with a full head of hair and a strong beard. I can see him having a beard maybe the first episode or something, but I don't think that would stick around. And no hair. Next Discovery episode rewatch. I don't want to miss it. I don't know. We were supposed to do them every Sunday leading up. However, the last couple Sundays just haven't worked out because one or both of us have other things going on. Lately, it's been Samuel that's been doing other stuff, which is fine. Like I said, he was at Birmingham all weekend, so he's pretty exhausted. So that's why I'm here by myself. But we will make announcements for those videos on the Trekyards Facebook page. So I would just say stay tuned for those. Might do like in one live, we might do 2 episodes maybe to get kind of caught up. So we'll see. I'm not sure though. Ernest says Star Trek Online live later. Maybe we'll see. Are there orthographic drawings for the Foley class? Perhaps a question for another time. There are, if you want to see them. I will pull them up right now. Also, we do have some super chat rewards. We have some videos and animations if you guys are interested in seeing them. But Foley class. Ding! There's your orthos for the Foley class. And this is the Foley class Mark II. This is the one that that the model kit's made out, designed on, and so there you go. Let's see if I can move myself out of the way. There. So hopefully that's what you were looking for. Love Original Enterprise. Wish it was in Disco. Yep. Was too riddled with fear to say hi, though. When? What? Did you see Commander Cockings at Birmingham? Could the super chat rewards? Are you stealing my thing? Yes. Yes, obviously I am. Clearly. Samuel did up some animations and stuff, and no, it's just people should get something for their super chats besides just us talking. I understand that we get to see their question or their comment and address it because it is more visible, as you know, than the regular chat, and you don't really miss them. However, I think something for the super chat is a good idea. So if you're offended by that anti-tracker and you don't want me to do that, we can definitely not do that. That's up to you. Side view of the Foley looks nice. Thank you. None of the other views look nice though, apparently. I want to do a full live on the Foley class, but as you can see, it's built 2269, so it's at the end of the 5-year mission of Kirk and crew. So it incorporates some movie era style elements like these impulse crystals. This is very reminiscent of what comes later with the Excelsior. Also, a lot of phaser banks because it is a dreadnought. Here again, you see the more refit style impulse engines. 2 rear-facing photon torpedo tubes, one there and one there. These are photon tubes, so there's 4 there, and there's also 4 there. Because like I said, it's a dreadnought. It's designed to kick butt. It's not much bigger than a Constitution class, but it is designed to pack a wallop. There is this here inset deflector dish for when it separates. This is a large sensor array and communications suite. You know, there's the large one and the 2 smaller ones, one on each side. And then the rear one, which faces this way, right there. And that's a long-range communications dish. Because this thing's meant to coordinate fleet activities. Phasers on the bottom, 360 phasers on the bottom of the secondary hull. So this thing's really maxed out with weapons, but it's not overpowered in any way, I don't think. The Foley mobile weapons platform, yeah. Why is Anti-Checker not a mod? Well, I mean, he could be. Should I make him a mod? Anti-Checker, do you want to be a mod? Let me know. And also let me know if it's alright if I use animations for super chats, because I don't want to, steal your thunder or whatever. But yeah, this is the Foley class. And then let's see, what's this one? This is the Foley class Mark III with a different shaped section here. It kind of flares out, and it's got the nacelle mounted on the primary. This was an early experiment for the Mark III. The final one has a thicker neck piece, but we'll not get into that right now. Yeah, there's lots to talk about with this design. It went through a lot of iterations. All right, here, this. So when the third nacelle slides up on its track, its rail, it locks into the back of the primary hull, and then it separates right there. So that's what it looks like right before separation. And then once it separates, you got the secondary kind of battle section. You can see that's where the rear nacelle used to sit, but it slid up on the track and locked into position. So there's that. And then this section, which the model kit can do. You can make it separated or fully integrated. So, I mean, that looks kind of weak. That's always kind of bugged me, but structural integrity fields and all that jazz. So yeah, but I'll definitely do a live video talking about the Foley class at some point. So what do we got here? We got Ernest Strickland sent $5. I like the Foley with the support coming from the secondary hull. Yes, I know. I do too, but I also like the Federation style Mark III that has it on the primary. I think that's really cool. Ernest Strickland, $5. Will there be a full animation with all weapons firing? That would be awesome. I'm sure there will be, yes, at some point. I just don't know when. I need to get a more detailed model made of it. Let's see. Do I have any other pictures of the Mark III? No, I don't have any more pictures of the Mark III on the computer. I'll have to move them over. But yeah, I would love to have an animation of all the weapons firing. That would be cool. So Anti-Trekker, did you answer me? I didn't even see. Did you answer me? Do you want to be a mod? Is that something you'd like? And also let me know about the super chat idea. I never honestly thought you'd come and watch one of my lives, so I thought you'd never know. Because, you know, I go watch all your lives, but I see how it is. It's fine. Guys, go watch Anti-Trekker's videos. He's got some really good videos, and his live videos are always fun. I answered you twice. Well, answer me again, because I'm not scrolling back up because my computer is being nitpicky. Or just message me on Facebook. One or the other. What was the length of the Foley for scaling? I'm not sure the exact number, to be honest. I haven't worked that out. It is just slightly longer than a Constitution class. It's not much bigger. The saucer is just a little bit bigger in diameter than a Constitution class, but it's not supersized. It's very much like the Federation class, which is just slightly larger than the Constitution. He said if you wanted him to be one, he would be honored. Oh, well, he didn't say that again, though, so I guess he's not that honored. Add moderator. There you go. You're now a moderator. Anti-Trekker. There you go. Thank you, Joe. Oh, man. So here's an Axanar battle. Yay! What could have been? I don't know, man. I love the Axanar look. Rob, the Mark III Foley saucer needed to continue up the saucer until it firmly above the saucer. That's not the final Mark III that you saw there. Trust me, the final Mark III looks a lot sturdier, a lot better. Michael Crawford. Let's see here. I could never be. Miles will be so jealous. Yes, you now have a wrench, Anti-Trekker. Go tell Mr. Miles that you've been wrenched. All right, so Ernest put in a super chat. Let's just get to these animations here. So here's the animations. There's a Borg flyby with the NX, Borg flyby with the Constitution class, the Galaxy X flyby. This one's not a thing. Orville meets the TOS Enterprise. This is Bill Krause's Shangri-La at Warp. This is the Enterprise D saucer separation sequence from the saucer looking back. Here is a Marauder class in orbit. Here's an Akira and a Nebula just cruising side by side. And here's a shot of both bird of prey, the retro bird of prey from Enterprise, as well as the regular bird of prey that we saw in Star Trek 3. Thanks, Anti-Checker in the house. I will next time I see him. Yes, you better. So, I've already said, but which of these animations would you like to see for your super chat of $5? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I like that background. You need to send me that one. How about no? Yeah, this is the actual size too. This is the TOS Enterprise scale compared to the JJ Enterprise scale. So yeah, that's a thing. Ernest, second to last. So you want to see the Akira and Nebula side by side. All right. There you go. Nothing fantastical. There's actually no sound with this animation, so I apologize. There's a dog barking, the dog barking Nebula in the background there. But that was done for one of our shows, one of our episodes, so... let's see. Michael Pollock. I hope this becomes a girl on campsites and guys start tipping for foot fetish landing gear animations. Let's see those Voyager feet. Actually, we do have some... we have an animation that Samuel did of the bird of prey landing. But yeah, I don't think he's done one of the Intrepid class. That'd be interesting. On the JJ, somebody bent the pylons. Well, they've always been bent, and that's just wrong, but okay. There is no sound in space. Yes, so it's accurate. Oh, there's also some Foley class animations if you guys wanted to see any of those, as well as some of the super chats. Pull those over here. So there's a birthday video that Barry Chapman, the guy that modeled it for me, sent me with the Mark 1 Foley class before it got modified. There's docking at Yorktown Station, also with the Mark 1. There's Foley class in dry dock. The Foley class Mark 1 and Mark 2, or the Mark 3, sorry. Mark 2 and the Mark 3 cruising side by side. Destruction of the Foley. The Foley, Captain Foley opening, just cruising by Jupiter and a space station. The Foley separation sequence, the Foley at Warp 2. The Foley version 3 launch, which includes the destruction of the Foley class, as well as the creation of the Foley 3 in dry dock, and Trekyards titles, which feature, it's basically the TOS opening, but with the Foley class instead. So those are also available for anybody that wants to see those for Super Chat. Sorry, I missed a lot of the chat here. Where exactly is the camera shooting these ships? Space drones? Yes. Has the hull always looked like that? Squished at the bottom on the Kelvin prize? Yep. I've never seen the Foley class. Well, you have now. I want to show off one of my favorite ones. space for Final Frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. So that animation was done by Barry Chapman, the guy that did the model for me. There's also another version of that. Instead of saying Samuel Calkins, it says "and Sylvia as the Admiral," because that's one I intend to use for Captain's Logs, where Sylvia and myself are doing something. So I just really love that he sent that to me. I thought that was really cool. Oh, sorry about the notification alert there. And Green Orion women in lingerie, because it's Trekyards after all. How you doing? I'm Captain Foley. Nice to meet you. And more cosplay, because again, I'm Captain Foley. Welcome to Trekyards. Captain George is here. There's somebody that should become a mod as well. I'm going to make him a moderator. There's a wrench, Captain George. Hopefully you enjoy it and don't abuse your power. Someone straighten out that JJ ship. No. Well, yeah, they need to fix it, but for sure. But yeah. What's the next t-shirt pinup going to be? I vote the Klingon Babe. Do you want to see the Klingon Babe? Because it is ready. There's more of the Foley class right there. Okay, let's see. Where is it? I will show you the Klingon Baby. Where did I put the file? Alright, so this is the Klingon one. There's actually two variations, but I think we've got to go with... I'll show you this one first. If it opens in the right program, would be nice. Open with photos. So there's the Trekyards Klingon Babe with the Klingon symbol. However, I think that's going to cause some copyright issues if we're selling shirts. So instead of that one, we did this one. Right there. So that is there. Sorry, there we go. That is the new Klingon pinup Trekyards girl. If you guys are interested, that might be the next shirt we do. I can show you the other ones. I might as well do that. So there's the Trekyards one. Let's gotta open up the chat. I can't see the chat, guys. There we go. All right, so we'll start with this one. So there's the Andorian. These were done by my good friend John Ridley, Inspector 47. Can't remember, on DeviantArt. But so there's an Andorian, and notice they all have the Trekyards badge. So there's that. There's MRES, basically. Got to fix some of these. The transparency is not working there. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Andorians too. They're kind of like my kryptonite. They're like redheads. Is that a laptop fan I'm hearing? I get sick of hearing that. No, I have an all-in-one Lenovo, so I guess that's what you're hearing. I apologize, because my mic is sensitive. And then there's a Romulan, TOS Romulan, with Trekyards written in English and Romulan. Don't you know? Somebody says yikes. I don't know why you're saying yikes. Where are the guys in skirts? Because, no, that's wrong. They're called scants, and no, that will not be happening. You should put all the t-shirts at the same time so we can save on postage. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Actually, I like CD Horde's idea of doing a calendar. You apologize a lot, even for a Canadian. I do. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And there's that one. And that's all of them so far. So there's 4 new ones ready to go. But there you go. So I don't know which ones you'd like to see next, but and don't forget, guys, if you want to see more animations or whatever, just let me know. Super chat would be a cool way to do that. Just saying. Tip jar. Turning into a chip jar and been hanging around anti-Trekker too long. Maybe do your own Trekyards calendar. That's what I'm thinking. Oh my, that anti-upskirt technology. Good to see you, Captain. Gotta go. Live long and prosper. See you later, Gary. Thank you very much for coming. Much appreciated. It is going well. Thank you very much for asking. Gorn versus Foley. Anti-Trekker, it's Captain Foley, don't you know? He likes to apologize. That's very true. Very true. I feel like I've handed over Trekyards lives to Anti-Trekker's channel now. Oh, whoa, somebody retracted a comment. There you go. There's an interesting picture. Wow, this live's gone off the rails. We need 25. We need to reduce your politeness by 25%. Dude, Gorn are hardcore. Gornography. This is a yeoman I wouldn't mind having as a yeoman, I'm just saying. Does that make me a pig? Probably. Anti-Trekker retracted a message. What does that mean? What are you saying or not saying? Do you think the NX or NX refit will be in Star Trek Discovery? You never know. I want to say no, but at the same time, I'm thinking possibly, either as like a animation on a screen, could be a piece of art in somebody's quarters. It could also be like at the museum, Starfleet Museum or something. I could see that. I would never retract a message, and yet you did, because I have proof of such an incident occurring. Hi, Cap. I'm sorry I'm late. Well, you missed a lot. You're going to have to go back and rewatch it. It's been good, though. You said he based a Discovery design on the NX, same hull patterns and such. Yes. Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards office complex. Look at this thing. It looks like a giant boob, and it's cold in space, so there's a bunch of boobs here. Now, this should be a shirt. What should be a shirt? I'm confused. It's starting to look like a CIA email around here. Anti-Trekker. So many retractions. I know, right? Here's one of Johnny's atomic pinups. That's John Eves, in case you guys don't know. He does pinups. And this is his Enterprise, his 350 Enterprise model that he built. The deflector tip, the antenna, broke off on this during this shoot. So he's missing the antenna spike, which you can see in the one video. But apparently it broke off somewhere out in the desert. So he's missing his spike. Not a lot of people know that, but now they do. So was it ever confirmed that the reason for Discovery Klingon redesign was because of the copyright issues, or is it still a rumor, or do they really shave their heads and change their ships during war? Don't know. Nothing's been confirmed, but apparently in show they say that they shave their heads during war, which is stupid. The one before the shipyards that looked like boobs. Oh. It's redact, not retract. Thank you, Ryan. Even though on the comments, just the tip. Yes, just the tip. Even though in the comments it says comment retracted, not redacted. But I know what you're saying about the CIA. Gotcha. Captain George. Did Shatner design Utopia Planitia space station? He did always like more than two. I'm going to ignore that comment because, yeah. No, they don't shave for war. What the hell? I know. I just tell you guys the news as I hear it. I don't make this stuff up because I couldn't make this up. It can make sense if they shave their heads during periods of civil war. That makes a little more sense, I guess. The cult or sect route would be a bit better. I totally agree. Beautiful women in starships. Yep, welcome to Trekyards Lives, guys. Yeah, so, anyway. Probably going to wrap this up soon. Let's go for around the 2-hour mark, so we're at 1 hour 36 minutes, so stay a little bit of time. Like I said, if you guys want to do super chat and get an animation, that would be cool. If not, I totally understand. Like I said, if you can help us out by heading on over to Patreon, helping us on a monthly basis, even like $2-3 a month, something you probably won't even notice. That definitely all adds up and makes a big difference. Or head on over to trekyards.com. You can donate through PayPal there as well. So lots of cool ways to help out the channel, but super chats are always awesome because they come in real time and we get all excited and like, yay, we made some money. The Klingons did not shave their heads during Redemption. There is more than one species of Klingons, perhaps. Absolutely, that's a distinct possibility, yes. Much like the Romulans and the Remans. They should paint women on the front of engineering sections like World War II bombers. I agree. That's what we're trying to go for with the Trekyards pin-up girls. That would be like skins and shirts. Anti-Trekker. Guys, help out Trekyards on Patreon. Even I do it. Dun dun dun. Yes. And go help out Anti-Trekker on Patreon because I don't do it. Saladin. 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 I told you, it's ready, almost. There's a few tweaks and minor changes we have to make before we release it, but it's there. I showed you a brief glimpse of it last time, thanks to Captain Redneck, who donated, and you got to see a sneak peek. So if you were here last time, you saw part of the Saladin episode already. So, just saying. Doesn't the first season usually get dismissed in the various Star Trek series? Pretty much, yep. Generally, as a rule, Star Trek doesn't find its legs until season 3. But yes, that's definitely true. So yeah, you come here for starship porn and for softcore cosplay porn, I guess. That's a great thing. I should put that as our tagline. Okay, so this needs explanation, I'm sure. This is one of the X ships from Starfleet Battles. I can't remember the class on this one. You might see a better picture of it later. But these are experimental designed warp nacelles. So they do have the blue. This was way before JJ did blue on his nacelles. So, but they actually look good here. And you got very much a retro vibe going on with the design here. You got to play Starfleet Battles, guys. My comment was also referring to the Generations retract plank, not remove plank. Sweet. Where do you get the shirts at? Well, when they're available, they're through everpress.com. And we do them for limited runs. We do need to open up a store of some sort. But I've been meaning to do that. I just haven't got around to it. I didn't really need to do that. Put out all the shirts in one bulk batch. So there you go. There's the girls from Star Trek Continues. Which, damn. Starship and cosplay porn, you rule, sir. Thank you. I do try. I want a Trekyards mug. It's a distinct possibility. We got a few ideas for those as well. There you go. I have other crazy House of Core theories if anyone is interested. I mean, sure. Great last episode on Star Trek Continues. Wrapped up things pretty well. Indeed they did. Trekyards mug would be fantastic. Well, would you want... We got many different Trekyards logos we could put on it. We also have the pinup girls. I mean, what would you want as far as mugs go? Would you want our mugs on the mug? No, I don't think so. Let's see, close that, open this. I'll show you some of the patches that we've designed early on that we've considered making into patches, as well as coffee mugs and stuff. So there's this one. The Trekyards Starship Research Division. There's this one. Says the same thing, but basically, you know, collect them all. Black mug with the Trekyards logo would be cool. The Trekyards duo on one side and the Trekyards pinup on the other. Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Open with. There's this one, which is designed like the Discovery style. These are some ideas we were throwing around. How about one with the Foley on it? Well, maybe. So there's that one. That's my ship the USS Executioner with, but that was just a test one. That's not really, that's something I would get, but I wouldn't sell, I don't think. Different divisions. Who would want a shirt with us on the front? Seriously. Then there's these ones. So we've been toying with a lot of ideas. Putting that on the back of the shirt. Different colors, obviously. There's even for my Star Trek Online ship, the USS Executioner, Terran Empire. That's one we never really liked. There's something just wrong with the shapes up here, but check out this USS Foley, NCC. That's the old Mark 1 version, number 1974. That's the year of my birth, but that's been changed to 2174 because. USS Foley, Starfleet. I need to get these made up for myself. Captain Stuart Foley. Or Stuart Foley, Captain, Starfleet. Let's see, there's... just different ideas. Told you it wouldn't take long. I forget what that's in reference to, but I still find it very funny. I should... that's for you, Anti-Trekker, about your episode about with us with the Borg. When it comes out in a year, I'll be like, told you it wouldn't take long. Make the smaller circle, and that would look awesome. Yeah, it needs a little bit of redesign, but yes, for sure. We even threw around the idea of this one. But anyway, so there are shirts and stuff in the works. We are working on ideas. So don't worry too much about that. Yeah, it was funny because it's true. What was funny because it's true? Did I miss something? Probably. On the t-shirts, have Trekyards logo going vertically. I mean, I never really considered that, but the plain logo on a mug would be cool. Yeah, see, I need to get that store underway, get all this stuff set up for you guys to just go and pick what you want. We've tried the limited edition shirt idea, and those actually worked out really great each time. So it's definitely feasible to do that. So I'd buy it on a mug. Look at that. There's Commander Cockings has joined the chat, guys. Say hi to Commander Cockings, Power 543 Fan Films. Welcome to your show. That's right. This is your show. It's a really big show. Just shooting the shit. It's pretty much at the end of the stream, though, so that's fine. I was very focused at the beginning, and then we kind of fell apart. But that's okay. Tired. So many fans talk to in Birmingham. Ha ha ha. Mug with the Foley class showing when it's hot. The Foley shows phasers going when cold, no phasers. There you go. That's a great idea. Yo, Commander. Hello, Commander. Samuel, go to sleep. There, you've been told. And as your captain, I recommend you get some sleep. Sleep soon. Hope you had a good weekend, Samuel. Hope today went well. I know I talked to you yesterday, but looking forward to hearing how everything went on the weekend. Stu, don't call me Stu or I will kill you. You want to jump on Skype before bed? Just like 25 minutes because money. Well, that sounds dirty. That you want to Skype me before you go to bed. But, I mean, sure. Stuart. There you go. Thank you. Yes. Commander. Anti-Trekker's talking to you, Commander. Not cause money, cause love. Okay, well. Now I'm terrified. Thank you, Captain, for the live stream. Have a great week, everyone, and may yours live long and prosper. There you go. So, Commander, Anti-Trekker wants to say something, and you're like, yes. So, Anti-Trekker, get on the ball. What do you want to say? Hey Samuel, don't you hate it when something you really like in an Orthos doesn't work in 3D? Yeah, I would say so. So here's one of the Sparrow class light cruisers from Starfleet Battles. Just so you know. Anti-Tracker, I think Commander Hawkins is waiting for your continuation of your statement. Commander something. Oh, just saying hi. Oh, well. Fine then. Speaking of Samuel, you should probably go on Anti-Tracker's live stream one night. It's probably too late for you, actually. But I'm sure he does do morning ones now. You should go on maybe and talk about your Convergence fan film and stuff. I think he'd really like that. Oh, when is our talk going to air? Oh, yeah. Commander, he wants to know when our Borg discussion is going to air. I told him I don't know, because I honestly don't. Yeah, he says. I don't know if that's about going on your show to talk about Convergence, or whether it's like, yeah, about that. Yeah, no. I don't know. This is the Klingon C8 Dreadnought. This is from Starfleet Battles. It's got the single nacelle on the bottom. I love the 3 nacelle Dreadnought designs. They're just cool. The C8 Dreadnought is ugly. Well, then that's your opinion and it's wrong. But that's all right. Not thought about any of our upcoming episodes after next week. We will have to have a chat, me and Stuart, and break down the release schedule. So there you go, Anti-Tracker. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Trekyards. That's the thing now. You know what amazes me? That 84 people are watching me. I didn't even announce the live stream, and you're still here when I'm just not talking about anything really in particular. G.I. Joe. See, Samuel knows what's up. So does David Smith. You guys know. And knowing is half the battle. But the other half of the battle is violence. That's what they don't tell you. 103, sir. 103, 103. I'm seeing 103. What do you mean you're seeing 103? What does that mean? Oh, 103 people here. I only see 86 watching. That's what it shows. It always shows less on my end for some reason, even when Samuel and myself are doing the live together, which is weird. 2 just left. Okay, well, it's good to know that there's that many then. That's even better. But literally, now it says 92 on my end. It's like we're just hanging out at your house, Cat, just goofing off. We love this stuff. That's why I like doing these. Just these informal, just goofing around. Because, yeah, it's literally like hanging out with me. I am me. I'm not putting on a persona. So... But yeah, I'm going to call this a wrap soon. Like I said, probably another 7 minutes to take it to the 2-hour mark. Then I guess I got to talk to Samuel about some stuff. I'm sure he has news about the weekend, which I'm looking forward to. Working on a different direction for the USS Anti-Tracker. Well, that's good to know. You'll have to fill me in on details later. Got to sad just cuz happy. I'm so confused. I don't know what you're talking about as usual. Now I see 104 people watching. Well, I don't. Still see 86. I don't know what the hell is wrong with YouTube. Yeah, the Korolev, the USS Korolev from Axanar. Cool design. Which I actually have a miniature of right here. Check that shit out. There's the Korolev there. Little gaming miniature. The Korolev. Oh god. Yes. How are they going to explain that as a prime verse ship? What is your theory on what? I must have missed something, Jill. You were probably telling us your theory about the Klingons, and I missed it. So I apologize. Here's the all-important dolphin crew members, because there's the whale tanks on the blueprints of the Enterprise D, because they help in navigation because they live in a 3D environment, don't you know? So, yes, that's the thing. But this is the Aqua Shuttle from the USS Constitution. There's a Andorian and some weird looking dude, Camel Man. Hey, it's Joe Camel, this smoking guy. But, yep, Cetacean Ops Team. That's just cool. Axanar was cool, but canon, so no need to explain it. What the hell is this? There were whale tanks on the Enterprise D. Just saying. Aqua Shuttle with Dolphin Officer. See? They know what's up. There's a beauty. Don't trust that dolphin, Blue Lady. Why don't we see starships battling it out with them pointing up and down instead of always 2D? Because that would... Yeah. Because the general audience wouldn't understand that. That's the reason they give, which I think is stupid because it's space. And you do kind of see it in the show. I mean, All Good Things. You see the Enterprise X go up and, slice through the one ship and go between them and, Stuart, did you know G.I. Joe in the UK was originally called Action Force? Yes, I did know that. I did know that indeed. Action Force. And now you know. Annoying is half the battle. Action Force. Space. The thing the audience won't understand. Because it would be all weird to most people. All loopy. Yeah, well, that's the reason they give. But I think they're underestimating the intelligence of average people, I think. And why don't starships keep backup supplies of their lithium crystals? They're always having problems with those crystals. That's a good question. I don't know the answer. Hey, you want to see something terrifying? I gotta make it bigger. There you go. Hi, guys. I gotta look this way. Hi, guys. How are you? I got a phaser. No, sorry. That's just terrifying. Things I do when I'm bored. Some people don't understand that the Earth is round. True enough. True enough. I love the response to that. God, no. No. Whoa, stop. That made me laugh. You guys just made my day. Oh, my God. Alright. Man, Cap, you're stacked. I know, right? There goes my dinner. Well, sometimes tastes better coming up. So this, my friends, this is the Ascension class, but with modified Excelsior-style warp nacelles. The Ascension class Dreadnought is one of my favorite Dreadnought designs in all of Trek. And it's an amazing design. So, now you know. And you know what to say. You guys can do it. It's fine. Alright, so an hour and 59 minutes. So there's only like a minute left in this discussion. There's a cool picture to end on right there. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. If you have any more super chats, throw them in right now. Quick. But if not, that's fine. Later, dudes, I'm going to go find the Klingon fans to theorize with. Sorry, Jill. I'm sorry I didn't read your comments. I apologize. We've theorized a lot ourselves. If you watch our Klingon episodes, so check those out. I'm sorry I missed it. Sorry, Jill. Don't be mad. Real scale. Yes, that's real scale. So, yeah, Voyager is very tiny. Anyway, guys, that's the 2-hour mark. I'm going to call it quits for today. Thank you very much for tuning in and for watching and for commenting and participating and hanging out with me. It's been a blast, as always, and I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun doing these. And thank you for everybody that super chatted, and thank you everybody that didn't super chat as well. That's also amazing that you just showed up and hung out with me. Even though it says 78 people watching on my end, it probably says 98 on yours for some reason. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to go talk to Samuel for like 20 minutes, see what happened on the weekend, and next weekend is London Comic Con, so stay tuned, guys. Next weekend's going to be, I'm going to have a lot of cool footage, which I may be doing lives on. I don't know yet what we're doing exactly, but if not, there'll be a captain's log following it, detailing everything that happened. And if you guys can make it down to London, Ontario, please do so. I would love to see you guys there. So until next time, everyone, I'm Captain Foley, signing off. Have a good night. And there are 4 lights, not 3.